campers, welcome to Camp for All. We're so glad to see you. My name is Pat Sorrells. I'm the president and CEO of Camp for All, and I have the best job in the whole world.
Hey campers, my name is Kurt Bedezwa and I'm the camp director at Camp for All, and actually, I have the best job ever.
No, I do.
No, really, it's me.
No, it's
I
me.
have the best job,
Anyway.
really. Okay.
Well, okay. But we're glad you're here because our camp is closed right now. It's so sad because it's so beautiful, so green. All the activities are just waiting for our campers. But we're going to come to you virtually this time. So we hope you have a lot of fun. Camp for All is unique in that it is a barrier-free camp. Not just accessible, but barrier-free. We are barrier-free in our food services, in our facilities, our sidewalks, our bathrooms, you name it. Also, we are barrier-free in our activities. So Kurt, why don't you talk about that?
So, because camp isn't open and you can't come here right now, that doesn't mean that we can't do activities. So these virtual activities, you're going to get to make some arts and crafts, learn about barnyard animals, see some horses, maybe even learn how to make an instrument. We're so excited about the things that you're going to get to do.
Now we're going to go meet up with Jacob and some of our animal residents here at Camp for All that charm our campers. And today we're going to be talking about tortoises. We have two amazing tortoises here at Camp for All, and you need to meet them.
Today we're going to be talking about our tortoises, Timon and Forrest. As you know, they are African spurred tortoises, also known as sulcatas. Leave a comment below if you know what sulcata means in Latin. And let's go meet our friends. Alright, well this is Timon, our female African spurred tortoise. You can tell that she's a female because of the way that her shell is shaped at the back, and I'll show you real quick. Sorry. You can tell by the point at the back of her tail that she's a female. Timon's about 16 years old. She was brought to us a few years ago. Tortoises have shells much like turtles, and they're not able to get out of their shells. Their shells grow with their bodies. They can feel you touch their shells because it's connected to their spine. Typically, you'd want their shells to be pretty smooth, but because of diet and other things like that, that can affect the way that their shells grow. African spurred tortoises are native to desert areas, so they don't typically need a lot of water, which if you're out here at camp, you'll notice that they don't really have water bowls. They can drink water through the bottoms of their feet and also get most of their water from the food that they eat. Speaking of food, most tortoises eat mostly vegetarian diets. They eat a lot of greens, kale, mustard greens, collard greens. Variety is key. You don't really want to give them much of one thing without switching it up. They also just will typically graze on whatever grass is around them. As you can see, Timon here is pretty hungry. She just likes to snack. Alright, well, as Timon gets to chowing down on her grass over here, let's go check on Forrest and see how hungry he is. Alright, this is Forrest, our male African spurred tortoise here at camp. The difference, like we talked about earlier, with males and females is the back of their shell. His is more rounded at the back. and that's how you would be able to tell the difference. He is much larger than Timon, and that has to do with the diet that he had when he was younger. And he might get a little bit bigger, probably not. He's around 22 years old. They can live up to 100 years in the wild in their environment, in enclosures and stuff. They probably will live up to their 60s, 70s probably. Unlike other tortoises, African spurred tortoises have claws on their feet that allow them to burrow into the ground so that they can escape the hot weather. Tortoises are pretty shy animals. Forrest likes to come out because he's a real hungry boy, and he thinks that whenever you come in to visit him, you have food. So he typically won't really hide from you. Timon's a little bit more timid, but you'll notice that if they are shy, they'll kind of close themselves into their shell, and whenever they do that, they're bringing their whole body into the shell. It compresses their lungs, and they let out a breath, and that's what kind of makes a hissing sound. And people think that they're hissing at them, but that's really just because they're scared and their lungs are compressed whenever they bring their bodies back into their shell. So as hatchlings, tortoises are usually only about 3 inches long. So imagine whenever he came out of a shell, he was only about this big. And now he's growing up to be, he's probably over 100 pounds now. And a lot of tortoises, especially African spurred tortoises, can get up to 3 feet long and weigh over 200 pounds. And again, they can live over 100, 150 years. And hopefully Forrest and Timon will have long, healthy lives here at camp. All right, well, that was our African spurred tortoises, Timon and Forrest.
Hello campers, welcome to Arts and Crafts at Camp for All. This is a favorite place of most of our campers, and we serve nearly 11,000 throughout the year. And they come in here and use all of their creative juices like nobody's business. It is so much fun. Now, this means family camps. This means camps for children with muscular dystrophy or adults. It means campers with cerebral palsy, with HIV/AIDS, cancer, cardiac, renal, HIV. They all come to Camp for All, and they all love arts and crafts. It's a place where they can be totally creative. They can use all of their creative juices. Whatever they create is perfect and wonderful. There is no no in this room, and that's important. And they take it home with them at the end of camp and remember this amazing experience for the rest of the year. Hi, did you know that meant yes in Japanese? So let's go do origami with Alice.
Hey everybody, I'm Alice. I am a program supervisor here at Camp for All, and today I'm going to show you a talent that I learned this week that I hope that you can do along with me. It's a craft. It is the art of Japanese paper folding, which is called origami. So you need paper, printer paper, like really thin printer paper. If you don't have origami paper, works best. This is thin, this is kind of thick. The first thing that we need to do is make this rectangle the shape of a square. So the way that we're going to do that is we're going to fold it like this to kind of make the edges meet in a triangle shape, like this. See how I did that? And then this bit at the bottom, we're going to end up cutting off. So I'm going to fold it over just so that way I can make a guideline for where I'm cutting. And that's fine. It's not going to be exact. Well, yours might. And if it is, then good for you. So there's my guideline of where I'm going to cut. So I'm going to take my scissors. I'm just going to go along the line and cut until we have a square shape of paper. So the first thing that you need to do, so we already have a line down the middle, but we're just going to pretend that that's not there. Eventually we're going to need it, but yeah, so the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to have the paper facing you, and you're going to fold the paper. You're going to fold the bottom up to the top and match the corners, and fold it and make a really good crease like that. And then you're going to unfold it. This one's a lot of folding and unfolding. Okay, so we have our crease there. Now you're going to take the paper from side to side. So you're going to take your right side and fold it to the left. Match up the corners again, so that way it's, you know, precision is key here. And you are going to make another crease like that. And then unfold it. So now, if you look, we have like this one and this one are kind of our guidelines for our next step. So you're going to start with at the top, and you're going to take this top edge and fold it until you get to the center creased line right here. And you're going to make another crease. And guess what we're going to do? Unfold it. Yep. And then you're going to do the same thing at the bottom. You're going to take this bottom edge, and you're going to bring it up to the center and make a crease. Yep, so now you have kind of 4 sections this way. All right, now we're going to do more creases. So you're going to take the right side, and you're going to fold that to your center guideline as well. Make sure I'm doing this right. Yeah. Fold that to your center guideline as well. And make a nice crease. And unfold it. And then you're going to do this side and bring it to the center line. And make a crease. And unfold it. So now we have a grid pattern. It should be a 4x4 grid. So you have 16 little squares in your little, yeah. Okay, so that's our those folds. So now we're going to do some more. So we're going to fold this. We already have a diagonal line because of when we cut it before, or if you didn't cut it, you can make a diagonal line now. So you're going to take the upper left-hand corner of your paper and bring it down to the lower right-hand corner, and you're going to make a crease triangle shape, and then unfold it, and then you're going to go the other way. So you're going to bring the upper right-hand corner down to the lower left, and make another crease there. So now it's like we have a lot of lines going on. So now you're going to turn your paper over just because of the way that the folds are. And this one gets a little bit more complicated. So you're going to take the upper right-hand corner and you're going to bring it not all the way across, just to that center where all of your folds kind of intersect right in the middle, like this. And you have some guidelines there to help you. So do that, and then unfold it, and then you're going to do the upper left-hand corner to the center, like that, and make a big crease, and then unfold it. So you have those 2 lines, and then you're going to do the same thing for both of the bottom corners. So bottom right hand to the center, and make a crease, and unfold it, and bottom left hand to the center, make a crease and unfold it. Okay, so now you're going to flip your paper over again, and we're going to fold these 2 sides of the paper kind of into the middle. This is the part that gets a little bit complicated. So we'll start with just one side. So you're going to kind of fold here into the center, but you want to, yeah, so you're gonna just fold there. Yeah, and you just want to keep like the two, see how there are like two triangles here and here? So those are gonna stay down, but you're gonna let these ones kind of fold out a little bit. Yeah, so you have the triangles down and then everything's gonna fold out a little bit. And because of the creases that you made, it should naturally turn into a position that looks kind of like this, if that makes sense. And now, so this is your like base. So now you're gonna take the bottom of that and you're gonna fold this like this. Yeah, okay, cool. So you're gonna fold these two sides, your bottom right and your bottom left, like triangle, down. So that way it like sort of looks like a boat, right? Like that's the base of the boat, and there's some water, and there's the top of the boat, like an arc. Okay, and now you're going to flip it over, and you're going to take so see how there's creases right here that lines up with the boat base, sort of. So you're going to take that, and you're going to fold the whole thing towards yourself onto that crease. So that way you end up with what looks like a big triangle. Okay, so now you're going to turn it over again. All right. So now we're going to make some more creases, but we're going to leave them there. So kind of like on an angle from this corner to here, you're going to fold the top bit open, but not all the way to the bottom, just like that much. Yeah, so like you're folding it like that, so that way this angles off of that. And then you're going to do the same thing on the other side and try and make it even. Mine's probably not going to be, but the people who do this professionally make theirs even. But I am a professional camp person, not a professional. So yeah, we're going to do that. And then after you have it shaped kind of like this, you're going to flip over again. And now we're going to make some more folds and crease them. Wow. So kind of coming off of the center of this, we're going to fold this whole thing over. So see how this is like the middle? You want to imagine a line right there. And you're going to kind of fold that over, increase it, and open it back up. And you're going to do the same thing on the other side. Fold this over. Ooh. Increase it. Sure, that's it again. And open it back up. So you created this like little shape thing in the middle. So then you're going to pinch. See how that triangle? You're going to pinch this triangle together like that. And wow, it's a butterfly. We did it together. How exciting is that? So that's how you make an origami butterfly. And it's pink, which is my favorite color. So yeah, you can use these to decorate your house or to just look at. They're a nice gift.
Wow, that was a lot of activity. I'm worn out. I'm also really hungry. Let's go to the camper kitchen with Abby.
My name is Abby. I'm a program supervisor here at Camp For All, and today I'm going to be showing you 4 different ways to make s'mores at home. The ingredients that you need are mini marshmallows, a lighter. When this part comes into play, make sure you have an adult present, clothespin, a birthday candle or a tea light if you have one, a skewer, some Teddy Grahams or graham crackers, and chocolate chips. And our last ingredient is a friend. Hi, everybody. You're gonna take your clothespin And you're gonna put your little candle like that so that it can balance on the table without any issues and so that we don't risk getting any wax on ourselves. And then we're gonna open up our little graham crackers and we're each gonna get 2. You can pick your 2 favorite. And we're gonna get our little s'more prepped like how we would at a campfire here at Camp Crawl. We're gonna get some chocolate chips. Now these are little mini guys. You can choose, how many do you want on yours, Alice?
3, please.
Okay, you can grab them. Thank you. Remember to wash your hands. I'm gonna use 4. Get them all set up. So you're gonna get your little s'mores ready. And now we're gonna roast our marshmallows. So go ahead and get a little marshmallow set up on your skewer like this. Make sure it's nice and sturdy on there. And again, this is the part where you wanna make sure you have an adult. And we are going to light our little birthday candles. Okay. And then we're gonna roast our s'mores over them. This is how I like my marshmallow. A little bit black on the outside, but feel free to roast your marshmallow however you want. We're gonna let Alice finish up here. Okay. Awesome. So again, we want to be really careful with that fire. We're not going to blow out these birthday candles. Feel free to make a wish. Okay. And now we're going to assemble our little s'mores. So just like you would with a s'more at camp, you're going to place your little marshmallow on top. A little graham cracker. Slide it off like a little sandwich. And then look at this cute little adorable s'more. Wow.
It's a teddy bear.
Cheers. Enjoy. The second way we're gonna make s'mores is walking s'mores. If you've ever made walking tacos, it's a very similar concept. So what we need for this is mini marshmallows again, chocolate chips, little Teddy Grahams, a fork, a pan, a little spatula, an oven, and a friend. Hey, wow. Okay, so for this, we're each gonna get our own little bag of Teddy Grahams. You could use graham crackers in a plastic bag if you need, but we're gonna open these up, and we are going to put some chocolate chips inside. So go ahead and tell me when.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. Put a bit in mine. And then for the marshmallows, we are going to put some on this pan. We're going to spread them out on this pan. Does that look like a good amount? Yeah. Okay. And we're going to come over to our oven, which has been preheated and is on broil. And we're only going to put it in for about a minute. So you have to watch it closely. We're going to put it on the top rack.
Let's see. Oh, they look perfect.
Look at that. Nice and golden. So we're going to bring them back over here. And now, we're going to scoop a little bit of this marshmallow into the bag. Alice, you might need to use your fork to help me with this. Okay. This is why we have a friend. All right, so go ahead and put that marshmallow in the bag and mix it up. Gooey goodness. And there you have walking s'mores. All right, we are ready to make our third version of s'mores. So we need marshmallow cream, milk, whipped cream, cream cheese, instant chocolate pudding, graham crackers, baking pan, spatula, whisk, 2 bowls, a beater, measuring cups, tin foil, and a friend. So to start off, we are going to make our pudding. So would you open that for me and pour that into one of these bowls? You want to use the whole package of pudding. So Alice is going to pour that in there, and then we are going to get our milk. We are going to have our pudding mix in here, and we are going to use 2.5 cups of milk. This is a half cup. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're gonna whisk that up to make pudding. While Alice does that, I'll do this next part. We are going to line our baking pan with tin foil so that our s'mores are easy to remove once they're frozen. We're gonna take a sheet of tin foil. And we're gonna try and put this in here pretty evenly so that it goes about halfway up the sides for when we pour in all of our ingredients. Now we are going to pour our pudding mix just straight into our pan here. All right. And we're gonna go ahead and put this in the freezer to chill while we do the next part. All right, so the next part, we are gonna use our second bowl and we're gonna mix our other ingredients together. So what we need in this bowl is 4 ounces of cream cheese. A cream cheese block like this is 8 ounces, so we are gonna use half. We're gonna scrape half of this into our bowl. Great. Save that for some bagels. And we are going to use the entire 7-ounce container of our marshmallow cream. All right, so once you have your whole container of marshmallow cream and your cream cheese in the bowl, we are going to go over by an outlet. All right, so now that we have mixed our cream cheese and our marshmallow cream, we're gonna fold in our whipped cream. So, I'm gonna scoop all that in there. And now, there we go. What exactly does folding it in mean?
So folding it in means that you are slowly incorporating it so that way there's also air in it and you're not beating out all of the lightness of the ingredients.
So this works a lot better if your whipped cream is at room temperature. So we let it sit out for a little bit so it's a little bit smoother to fold in. So we will mix that all together. Okay, so now we've pulled this out of the freezer and our pudding is more solid. So we are gonna add our whipped topping on top. So I'm just gonna throw this all on top here and just spread it out. I let this sit in the freezer a little longer while I did some other stuff, so it's easier to spread on top. If it's still pretty puddingy, you're gonna have a hard time doing this. So you feel free to leave it in the freezer a little longer if you need. So we're gonna spread this all over the top like that. This is just gonna go back in the freezer for 6 hours. So I will see you in 6 hours. I pulled this out of the freezer and it is completely frozen. So this is why we use tin foil. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna pull this up and we're gonna easily just slide it right out of our pan. And we don't have to wash our pan now, so that's super nice. All right, so we're gonna turn down the edges of this tin foil here. And we are gonna get a knife. And we're gonna just cut these into squares. If you're at home and you don't have a metal countertop, make sure you use a cutting board and that you have an adult with you if you're using a knife. So I'm just gonna kind of come to the edge here and we're gonna cut through this pudding and yummy marshmallow mixture. And I'm gonna get a square ready. And then I'm gonna take 2 graham crackers like this and we're gonna make a s'more. So we're gonna scoop out one of these squares and put it right on our cracker. Cut it a little big here. And there we go, we have frozen s'more. And you can see we got our pudding on the bottom and our marshmallow on the top. And now we're gonna enjoy. All right, the fourth way to make s'mores in the home is how we do it at 2U. What you need is 2 bowls, regular size marshmallows, or the mini ones if you want, some chocolate bars, graham crackers, a couple skewers, and a friend. We are going to melt chocolate in one bowl and crumble graham crackers in the other bowl. And I'm going to break these graham crackers up into small pieces in this bowl. So now that we have our bowls ready, we're going to go ahead and throw this chocolate into the microwave. We might also need a spoon because we're going to stir it. We're going to do 30 seconds to start, and then we will stir. After our first 30 seconds, we're going to stir. Starting to get a little melty. Obviously not enough. So we will put it back in for another 30 seconds. Pretty melty. Still some chunks in there. So I'm probably going to put it in for like another 15 seconds. I won't do the whole 30 seconds this time. All right. So this has been in here now in total 1 minute and 15 seconds. And this is exactly what we're looking for. Nice and smooth. We're going to open up our bag. Let's go ahead and grab one. We're going to put it on our skewer. And we are going to dip this in our chocolate. Get as much as you want on there. Like that. And then we are going to dip this into our graham cracker crumbs. And we're going to coat it nice and good with graham crackers. Then we enjoy. Cheers! Cheers!
Howdy y'all. So my name's B and this is,
Hi guys, I'm Miriam.
so today we're going to talk more about some donkeys. So this is Mumby.
And this is Brutus.
So these are miniature Mediterranean donkeys, and guess where they come from? You guessed it, the Mediterranean. Look at y'all go. All right. So they're used to the desert climate, so they were really good for when the settlers moved out west. Put these guys in front of their wagon trains. They can smell out water, and then when they get there, they can tell if it's bad or good or not. Unlike a horse, they see something to drink, they're gonna drink it. You got anything else, Miriam?
So big miniature donkeys are used for carrying things. They can carry up to 2 times their weight, but there are big donkeys that people ride. Miniature donkeys really are not for riding, they're more for carrying things like rocks or anything like that. They're really, really strong and they can go miles without water, so they're really, really good animals. But the big donkeys that you can ride, the biggest donkey that I have seen is known as a mammoth donkey, and a lot of those are used for pulling big, heavy wagons, and people can just ride them for fun, kind of like you ride a horse. There is also a mule that is half horse and half donkey that also people ride, or they can use to pull carriages.
And so another fun fact is their ears. So in the desert, donkeys can hear up to 60 miles. And around camp, it cuts down to about 10 with all the woods and the traffic and all that. So as she alluded to the mule. So the mule, it would be a jack, which is a boy donkey, and a mare, which is a female horse. That's how you get a mule. The other way is a stud, which is a male horse, and a jenny, which is a female donkey, and that's called the hinny. Hinnies are totally opposite. They don't have big ears. Their ears are like that tall. They are a cream color, kind of like a Carmelo or a beige type, and they are lazy. I mean, like, more lazier than me. So that says a lot. So hope y'all enjoyed learning about these donkeys, and we'll come back with another fun animal. All right, howdy y'all. So if y'all know this goat's name, put it down in the comments. This fella, he is half Nigerian dwarf daddy goat and half African boar goat. And so he's gonna, where are you? There you go. All right. And so because of the African boar goat, he has these long ears like that, and he can, when he gets hot, his blood can come out and cool off in his ears, and then go back into the body. And then if it gets real hot, he can take his ears and he can wig them all around like that, and he can get some nice cool air to breathe. Goats are real hardy animals. They can eat anything, and then except for a tin can, they can't do that. They will try, but they can't. And they won't get sick. If they feel so sick, they can just float right back up. A lot of people use them for if they have a lot of time before they need to use the land, clear it out. They'll throw goats on there, and within about 6 months, depending on how many animals you got, all the underbrush and stuff like that will be cleared out. And he's trying to take his halter, and he's trying to eat it. All right. So, if he'll sit still here for a second so y'all can see his eyes. His pupils, they are rectangular instead of circular, allowing him to see 360 all the way around him. The only other animals that have that are sheep, octopuses, and alpacas. So, that's pretty cool facts about some goats. So yeah, so I'm gonna go get another animal for y'all real quick. Alright, so this is Callie. She is a South Down lamb. She is about 6 years old. She's been at camp for about 4 years now. So sheep are one of the coolest animals, I think, is because you can get all sorts of stuff from them. You can cut their hair, you can get towels, you can get rugs, you can get socks, that favorite sweater you have in your closet. And so we're going to talk about the different kind of wools and what they can do. So she would be considered a fine wool, and so that'd be used more for your clothes and stuff like that. The way you can tell is right here in her wool, is you can see how it's kind of turning. That's called the crimp. And so the tighter the crimp, the finer the wool. And then the looser the crimp, which is called like a medium fine, that would be more for your rugs, your towels, stuff like that. So sheep have this oil called lanolin, and that lanolin is used like hand lotion, makeup products, stuff like that. And how they get it is, after they give the sheep their haircut, they'll put that wool into a press, and they'll press it and keep pressing it until they get all that oil out, and then it goes off to the hand lotion factory. So if you want to get some shiny hands when you come back to camp, because that's a lot of fun activities right there, is you just take your hands, you get your nails all down in her wool, find some different spots, rub your hands together, and you got some fresh lanolin right there. And when you wash your hands at Barnyard like we're supposed to, it won't come off. You'll have nice fresh hands all day long. And so if you see right here, her eyes, just like the goat, her pupils are rectangular, allowing her to see 360 all the way around her.
Hey guys, it's Miriam again, and we are here to meet Pickles. He is our potbelly pig. He is about 3 years old. Fun fact about pigs is they are the 4th most intelligent animal in the world. They are really good pets. A lot of people who have them will keep them inside. They can be potty trained or trained to do tricks. They are very, very smart. The smallest pig known to people is a teacup pig, and they will probably weigh up to like 15 pounds. At the biggest, they are really, really tiny and they stay little. So you have to be careful on how much you feed them. People who have pigs or raise pigs have to watch what they feed them. So whenever we feed Pickles, we give him about a scoop a day, sometimes twice a day, but no more than that because that is all he needs. Pigs do a thing called rooting, which is actually that's how they get their food, but it can mess up the pastures or the grass, anything like that. So it's actually a really bad thing that pigs do that. For people who own pigs, they root up the ground and it tears up the ground, and sometimes grass won't grow back, or it takes a long time for the grass to grow back. But this is Pickles here, and he is eating right now. He loves anything. His favorite treat is either bread or Cheerios. He loves Cheerios. That's probably his favorite. And as you can see, when he was a baby, he used to be all black, but as they get older, they get white in their hair, and that's just from them aging. Pigs can live up to be 15 years old. 11 is when they start really getting old, but 15 is like their max.
Alright, y'all, I hope y'all enjoyed watching all the videos we had for y'all. So, look for some more content coming from us and everyone here at Camp for All. See y'all later.
Bye.
Well, it looks like we've come to the end of our camp day again. So let's join Alice in the goodbye song. See you next week. Goodbye.
Let's sing a little goodbye song. Are you ready? I'm ready. Here we go. I'd like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony. I'd like to hold it in my arms and keep it company. I'd like to see the world for once, all standing hand in hand, and hear them echo through the hills for peace throughout the land. I'd like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony. I'd like to hold it in my arms and keep it company. I'd like to build the world a home and furnish it with love. Grow apple trees and honey bees and snow white turtle doves. Last one. I'd like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony. I'd like to hold it in my arms and keep it company.
Hey campers, I hope you had fun. Thank you for being here. I had the most fun this year.
Oh no, I had the most fun.
No. I had
so much more fun. It was me. I had great fun.
Well, thanks for joining us.
Bye.
Bye.